Well, as we commemorate Memorial Day, we take a look now at the realities facing members of the armed forces who return to civilian life. It can be a challenge for these former warriors to make the transition to civilian careers. That's why many businesses are making a special commitment to hire veterans. Here now is retired Brigadier General Gary Proffitt, Senior Director of Military Programs at Walmart. Good morning, sir, and thank you very much for your service. Tell us what's going on with the realities that face military members when they transition back into civilian life.
Well, good morning, Tom, and thank you for having me with you today. It is unfortunate that many find great challenges as they transition from their military service back to their communities. And that's why a year ago we announced the Veterans Welcome Home Commitment, which guaranteed a job offer to those who had honorably served and separated within the last 12 months. And we're proud to say this morning that those employment opportunities now represent over 42,000 across this great land. And we're very proud that 1,000 of them, more than 1,000 of them, are in your great state. So it's a down payment that we made, and we continue in those efforts. And the other aspect of that is we know that there are other issues beyond jobs and employment that are found to be challenges for our veterans and military families, and that's the work that's represented by our Walmart Foundation and the $20 million commitment that they've concluded a year early and now have recommitted at that same $20 million level through 2019.
And just reinvesting back into our men and women who are coming off of active duty, who've been in uniform, such as yourself. Why is it important that corporate America hire our veterans?
Very talented people that everyone should want on their team. I think of them in terms of leadership and commitment and dedication and all of those qualities that we at Walmart, and I can't imagine who else wouldn't want to find them in their teams.
Well said on that, sir. Yes, sir. Now, based on your experience, what can be done to overcome some of the challenges facing transition military members, those members that are coming in from the AOR, from the battlefield, from ships, from submarines, from the flight lines, and from our pilots as well?
Well, frankly, I think you've done a great job in describing the joint team: soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen, and we welcome them all. And frankly, the first thing that I think they're looking for is an opportunity to understand their career aspirations and pursue them with jobs and careers. And so employment is at the center of all of those efforts. But we also know that transition and reintegration and their development as part of the workforce are very important. And so corporately and philanthropically, we try and address those needs, and I think that we have been joined by many great partners and allows us to lead civically and socially, as well as improve the talented people that we have already at Walmart.
And you say that transition because that is a huge word, because sometimes it's hard for maybe civilian population to understand that maybe somebody was an infantryman that was on the ground, and how's that going to transition into a civilian job. Of course, you folks are helping that out at Walmart. Now, what can we do this Memorial Day to support our veterans?
You know, I think it's fundamentally simple. I think that first of all, most veterans would merely like people to understand their service and their sacrifice and to say thank you. I think it's just about as simple as that, and we shouldn't make it much more complex. But as we outreach our hand to shake theirs and say thank you, learning a little bit more about them is the thing to do. And one of the ways you can do that is to encourage people, Tom, to go to WalmartCareersWithAMission.com, and I think we'll be able to share not only our career and job opportunities, but also some very important resources for people to use.
General, we appreciate the information that you've given us today, and the folks there at Walmart, the big corporation, the biggest corporation pretty much in the world that's helping out our veterans. One thing I always like to say also is that if you see a veteran in uniform that's out there, maybe in a grocery store or picking up something at maybe one of the fast food or one of the restaurants, buy them lunch or buy them dinner. It puts a big smile on their face, and appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today in your service.
Tom, thank you for having me.
Stay with us. We're back right after the break.